What is going on? I am Cole and welcome back to my channel. As I mentioned last week, I have recently switched to start using the DCUI Ultra package from DC Comics. So what this really does is that it gives you the ability to essentially read all of the physical books that come out a month later in digital form. This comes in at a price tag of $119 a year, and so far I've really been enjoying it. Every week I wanted to go through and do kind of a recap of all the books that are coming out, what I'm looking forward to. I figured this will help me figure out how I want to use the app and how I can get the best bang for my buck on what issues were there that I was like, I wish I checked this book out, but I didn't end up getting it because I wanted to save money. That way I kind of get to see, what's coming out and let everyone else know what's coming out, so that if you want to go through and use this platform, it can help you know what is there. And one of the things I'll do is I'll link up here my goals for 2023. One of the things that I said is I wanted to start organizing and finding more storage, and that's what really led me to go to this run of using digital comics to kind of get rid of some of the stuff that I have, and also not just have to organize and figure out all this stuff. DC was one of those companies where I was getting, I want to say, 8 to 10 issues every month. Doing simple math, I'm already almost paying for this within 2 months of having the service. I think it's kind of one of those things where this will help me get organized in my own sense, but also be able to read a little bit more. I know just in the first week that I've had this, I've already crushed through Superman Son of Kal-El, the entire run of that. I also went back and I've started to go through Batman during the Nightfall run. I know that when I used the original DCU, that was one of the things I just kind of read one issue of Batman a day. I'm trying to get back in the mindset of that and try and do one issue maybe every 1 to 2 days and hopefully be able to just get through Batman, all of that, first volume. I've also taken books like Wildcat that I wanted to give a try and read a few issues, and I'm going to continue doing that as I show you. But the main reason for this video is just to kind of say what is coming out each week. The one thing that I did not know, because I'm fairly new to this, is that these books come out on Tuesday at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, from what I could tell. I woke up at about 6:30 last week, Tuesday, and when I fired up the app, I did not see the new stuff under the new stuff thing. I finished an issue at like 6:50, still didn't see anything, and the next issue that I finished, I think was like 7:04, and all the new stuff had loaded. So I would guess somewhere between about 6:50 and 7:05, all of that new stuff should roll in, but I would guess that they have it all automated, and it should come out around 7 a.m. So last week, I think we had 11 books that came out on the platform. This week we have a total of 12. So the first book is going to be Batman vs. Robin. To my knowledge, this is just a spin-off from that Omega Wars. I think that's what the series was called, and also the Robin series that Joshua Williamson did. I don't think I'm fully caught up to that, so maybe I'll catch up to that. I know this is something that I kind of wanted to read, so maybe I'll get to that too. This is coming out with issue 4, if I didn't already state that. Another book that I thought that I added to my pull list, but then I kind of forgot issue 2, and by the time issue 3 rolled around, it was like, well, I'm not 100% bummed out that I'm missing this, although I do love Dan More's art, is Batman Superman's World Finest. Issue number 10 is coming out, so it's been a while since I missed that issue, but hey, I can probably go through, check this out. I think I've heard some kind of mixed reviews. Some people really liked this, other people kind of had mixed thoughts, so I'm kind of excited to see what's going on with that. Another Batman-based book is Urban Legends number 22. I think I read the first issue of this. I've still been pulling this for some reason through Gmart, so I don't know, maybe I'll cancel that pull and start reading it here, but I'm so far behind, and these are pretty thick books that I don't even know if I'm going to do that or not. The next book up is Catwoman number 50. I've heard some good things. I stopped pulling this once Joelle Jones was off of Catwoman. I think maybe after Ram V, but I've heard some good things after Ram V's run, but I'm not sure. There's a lot of stuff that I'll probably have to go back to read on this one, so this one might be a wait for a little bit later on. The next book up is Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths number 7. This is the final issue. I've actually already read this, so there is no need for me to go back and read it, but maybe eventually I'll go back and reread that run. I actually pretty enjoyed it. This is one of the first DC big events that I didn't get all the tie-ins to, and I think that helped me with some of the tie-in fatigue. That is one of the things that I am excited about using DCUI Ultra, is that I do get to read all the tie-ins and not have to pay for them, so it'll at least be okay, and I won't just feel bummed out that I spent $6 on a random issue that really I didn't even enjoy reading. Next up is DC vs. Vampires All Out War number 6. I'll have to look at how this plays into the series. I read the first volume of DC vs. Vampires, and I have to say that is a book that is way better than I assumed it was going to be. I did not think it was going to be for me, but I know that Bruce over at Bruce and Stephanie Comics and Chris the Comic Vet are both huge fans of this book, so I gave it a try. On Hoopla, and I really liked it. So I'll have to go see what the reading order is for that, and maybe I'll check out this All Out War. But I would guess I know that DC vs. Vampires haven't finished, so I don't really know where this plays in. But if you do know and you want to leave a comment down below, let me know where this all ties into that. We got Deceased, War of the Undead Gods, number 5. I wasn't a huge fan of Deceased, which is kind of funny saying that I did love DC vs. Vampires. For the most part, I'm not a huge Elseworld fan, but, occasionally some of them hit and I really enjoy them. The next book is GCPD, The Blue Wall, number 3. This was a book that I originally had on my most anticipated comics list, but it came on one of those weeks where I just did a ton of stuff and I couldn't make it. I couldn't grab the book. I just didn't want to add more stuff. So I'm excited. This is only on issue 3. So coming back and reading that, I can check out issue 1. If I like it, I'll keep reading, and then I'll have another book that I can kind of keep up with this app. Next up, we have Nightwing number 99. And I know that I kind of said that I was only going to keep Batman and Detective, but issue number 1000 comes out this same week. So I'm going to grab that. I've already read issue number 99, so I don't need to, but I'm going to grab 100 just because it's kind of like the end to a bookshelf mark or whatever. And then I'm probably going to only read it from here on out in digital. We got Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? 119. I mentioned last week with the Scooby-Doo and Batman mysteries that I might start reading some of the Scooby-Doo stuff with my daughter. So, hey, this is something that we might get into. I know that the other day I was reading Son of Kal-El. My son came up and I read a few pages to him. My daughter ran and got really interested in wanting to read it too, so she stood by me while we watched through it. So I think this is hopefully a way that I can get her into this. I don't have to necessarily buy more issues, and we can just, lay in her bed and read some issues before bed or whatever. The Flash, issue 789. I'm not sure the last issue of Flash I read, but I don't think I read any after the Future State stuff. So I've heard a lot of people really, really like what's happening with the Flash right now and with the current Flash writer. So this is maybe one of those things that I'm going to kind of scroll back to. I don't know that there's any like world building stuff that I'm missing here, but I could be completely wrong. So if you are a huge Flash fan, let me know down below if there's big world stuff that I'm probably missing by not reading them. And the final issue coming out from DCU Ultra is Titans United Blood Pack, issue number 4. I kind of didn't even realize that there was a Titan series going on. So this one like flew by my radar, and maybe, I don't know, some of these two just come directly to digital, but I can't tell from what I'm seeing on their website that this is something of that nature. So I don't know. I didn't hear about this. I'm not really sure that I'm going to read it, but if you think that this is a book that is worth checking out, let me know. And hey, that has been what's coming out today on DCUI Ultra. Let me know how you feel about this video. I've been doing it more so for me to help me know what's coming out, but I figure that I've been kind of talking to a lot of people about this. I think that this is a good platform. I know some people hate reading digitally, but if your goal is to read comics and catch up on a lot of stuff, I think this kind of helps with FOMO because you don't necessarily miss out on a lot of books, but you still get to check out a lot of different stuff. And if there's stuff that you can't miss and you have to read the week of, you can always grab that too. I think overall the deal is there, especially as I'm going to go back and kind of do some of these. I know that a lot of different channels have been trying to do some of these comic book clubs, and most of the stuff that they've been pulling right now is classic DC stuff. So I can go back, read those, don't have to go buy a trade paperback or go to the library. It's just all there. The platform so far has worked pretty good. I think I mentioned in the first issue of this that I am using an Amazon HD10, which is not the most ideal tablet to use, but so far I haven't really had any issues. The only issues is when I'm like reading in my car on my lunch break and I tethered my phone to Wi-Fi. But besides that, overall it's been pretty smooth. So if you're using DCUI, let me know some books you're checking out, and if you have anything that you recommend that I should check out, or just any of your favorite DC books, because there's a good chance that those are going to be there in the back library. But as always, I have been Cole. Thank you for stopping by, and peace.